وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ।
এবং অবশ্যই আমি তোমাদিওকে পরীক্ষা করব কিছুটা ভয়, ক্ষুধা, মাল ও জানের ক্ষতি ও ফল ফসল বিনষ্টের মাধ্যমে। তবে সুসংবাদ দাও সবরকারীদের।
وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ. Okay, fine. You may not get to the point where you're shaheed, but that doesn't mean your patience won't be tested. Other kinds of trials will be there too. Less than that. What are those lesser trials? We will certainly thoroughly test you bishay'in from anything. All sorts of things. Now by saying bishay'in, before Allah says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, it could have been وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ. And the Arabic would make sense still. We will test you from fear, meaning by putting you in situations of fear, by putting you in situations of hunger. Allah can test us in those kinds of situations. But He added bishay'in, which means from any direction, any kind, any form. In other words, you don't know where to expect it from. The tests from Allah Azza wa Jal. They'll come in all kinds of fear. And fear refers to, of course, the threat of something happening. Like nowadays, just to be contemporary, nowadays, the 10th anniversary of 9/11 is around the corner. And there's a lot of talk about backlash against the Muslim community. And so, and it's a very real concern. And this is also a test from Allah. It's also a test from Allah. And may Allah keep the Muslims safe and, protect our families and our community. But anyhow, so Allah will test us with any situation of fear. And then on top of that, wal-ju', fear could escalate into a state of war also. And ju' is hunger, which nowadays you call it economic, hard times. The market's not doing so well. The job market's not going up. The loss of job, the loss of business, the loss of these kinds of things. When we talk about these kinds of difficulties, though there are people who are going through real difficulty even here, and that's something that should be highlighted. It was actually a discussion Sheikh Jazi was mentioning, and I thought it was really valuable, that hunger or poverty, when we think of it, usually when Muslims think of it, we think of something happening on the other side of the ocean. Right? We don't think of poverty and homelessness and hunger happening here. And if it is happening here, we're like, come on, you're in America, it's okay. It's not that bad. Well, that's actually quite insensitive. There's a lot of difficulty here also. And there are a lot of people that are genuinely suffering. Just because many of us have had an easier life and Allah has opened doors to rizq for us, it doesn't mean that this land automatically grows opportunities for rizq for everyone. This is something Allah gives, and it's not something attributed to a land. I'm saying this because there are some Muslims who have the attitude, if you're in America, why aren't you rich? It's your fault, kind of thing. And it's kind of silly, actually, to have that kind of an attitude. So Allah will test with difficulty, with fear and with hunger, which is economic strife, وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ, and by loss in assets and loss in people, manpower, meaning people might get killed, and you might have even loss of manpower. Some even interpreted that as there are people that are there, but actually they're not assets, they're liabilities, the munafiqun. That's also نَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَنفُسِ. وَالثَّمَرَاتِ, and fruits. Fruits is considered the return on your investments, your assets, your savings. Also fruits was considered children. Some interpreted fruits here to mean children. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ, and congratulate those who are able to have sabr.